live.
Okay. So welcome everyone to Sattva Talk YouTube channel. आप सबका सत्वा टॉक में बहुत बहुत स्वागत है. सब स्माइलिंग चेहरे यहाँ पे. जय गुरुदेव. आज हमारे साथ श्रेया जी हैं. We have Shreya ji with us in our session. She is a senior art of living teacher. बिफोर वी स्टार्ट द सेशन थोड़ा सा हम सत्वा साहब के बारे में जान लें. जो नए लोग हैं, जो पुराने हैं, जो रेगुलर अटेंड कर रहे हैं, उन्हें सबको पता ही है. बट फॉर द न्यू ज्वाइनीज आई वांट टू गिव सम इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट सत्वा टॉक. दिस सत्वा टॉक यूट्यूब चैनल हैज बीन गोइंग ऑन फॉर मोर देन 1 year. 1 साल से ज्यादा हो गया है इसको. रोज every day we invite one teacher and teachers join us and we have communication with them, we have talk and discussion with them. Behind this Sattva Talk YouTube channel there is a purpose, and the purpose is to bring a smile on each and everyone's face जो हमारे art of living करते हैं, and to make this life a celebration and to make this society violence free. That is the main purpose. And that is Gurudev's vision, Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar's vision, and that is our mission, Sattva Talks mission. This is, and today we have Shreya ji. She is art of living teacher in Canada. उनका थोड़ा सा introduction में देती हूँ. Shreya ji is a full-time art of living teacher in Canada. She was born and brought up in Kenya, East Africa. She studied in England. She was an investment banker by profession. She has been associated with art of living since 2003. In 2006, she became youth teacher in art of living and also did prison programs in Kenya. Then she moved to Canada. In 2009, she became full-time art of living teacher. She regularly conducts art of living happiness and Sahaj programs in Canada. So, Shreya ji, आपकी जर्नी तो बहुत बड़ी है. Like you have completed more than 18 years in art of living and being a teacher for 15 years must have आपका experience, and she is very knowledgeable person. When she speaks तो ऐसे हर गुरुजी का knowledge एक उनको पता है, and she tells. So yeah, Shreya ji, आपका कैसे, how did you come in art of living? How did your journey start?
So first of all, thank you for inviting me. Namaste, Jai Gurudev to everybody. Really happy to be here with everybody. This is such a great seva you people are doing, bringing Guruji's knowledge to so many people. It's really nice, very commendable. So good job. And yeah, thank you for inviting me. So my journey started, English is okay. I could try a little bit of English and Hindi hybrid.
Yeah, जी बहुत अच्छा हिंदी भी बोलते हैं. She was born and brought up in Kenya and studied in England. बहुत अच्छा हिंदी भी बोलते हैं. Yeah, both will okay.
Okay, so yeah, I feel like ever since I was little, I used to feel as if I have, something is missing. ऐसा always लगता था, like, something is missing life में, because जो भी, like, anything I used to get, it was not enough. And it didn't feel like, okay, yeah, okay, after a few days, okay, this is also okay. Then something nice, something else would come and yeah, okay, this is also okay, but is this all there is? Like, what else is there in life? So From when I was little, it was always like that. And Himanshi ji and I were talking yesterday, and I said to her, like, all my life until I found Gurudev, and until I found Art of Living and Guruji especially, I used to feel like a fish out of water. Nothing was comfortable, no matter who gave me what, no matter where I went. Life was very good. There was no problems in life. I have beautiful parents. They loved me a lot. I have three older sisters. They spoiled me a lot. I have big extended family. Everything was there. There was no lack of anything, but still there was no comfort. Something was missing. uh, and I didn't know I felt that way. I just knew ke kuch bhi acha nahi lagta at any point. And then in 2003, excuse me, a friend of mine, I was working in a bank. So I'd finished my studies in England, and then I had gone back to Kenya. And I was working in a bank at that point. And, a good friend of mine who was working in the bank with me, she said, Shreya, always feeling stressed, and, nothing feels comfortable. And, uh, we used to hang out after work every evening. So we would go and we would drink coconut water, and we would go and eat some junk food, or we would do something like that every day after work. And on Thursdays she would never come. So I used to say, why on Thursdays you never come? Why Thursdays you always have to go somewhere? And she says, oh, that breathing, that yoga thing I go to. So I said, okay, one day I'm going to come with you. So she said, okay, you can't come with me. First, you have to do this program. It's that time it was a 5-6 day program. It was. She said, first you have to do that, then you can come with me. And I was, at that time I was much bigger, and because I really liked all my junk food and everything. And I said, I'm not doing yoga. That's so boring. Like, yoga is for old people, or somebody does it, not me. I'm not doing it. And she convinced me anyway. She said, okay, you know what, I'll go with you. So I went to the course, and that was, I mean, the rest is history, really. I went there, and just I saw the teacher, and the teacher, and to this day we are very good friends. We're very close. Her name is Namrata. And in Kenya, um, you know, and I walked into the course, and there was a small course. There were like 4 or 5 of us or something, and I thought, I don't know what's going on here. Like, what is all this? A breathing thing and all this. Who does all this? And I went and I sat down, and I saw the teacher, and her face was so peaceful. It was so radiant, and she just sat there with her eyes closed, and she looked so peaceful. And I thought, of course, everybody, if they have no problems in life, of course, anybody can be peaceful. That's what I thought. Yeah, whatever. Anybody can look so nice and peaceful if there's no problems in life. But later on, I found out that her life was not, it wasn't, there was a lot of, sorry. Okay. So yeah, later on, I found out that, she had gone through a lot in life. She had actually gone through a lot in life. And actually, my life was much better, in terms of, like, there wasn't any big problems in my life, actually. And so then the value came, that even if you're going through so much in life, and still you're able to maintain that peace and that joy from within, then it has so much value. So, and then I became good friends with her, and anything she would say, I would say yes. Then I became like that, because one thing was very simple for me. Every time I went to see my teacher, I felt good. Anything my teacher told me, I felt good. So it became like that for me. So then anything she would tell me to do, I would say yes. So in 2005, then, after I did the course in 2003, then for 2 years, she would try and pull me for Kriya every Thursday, come for Kriya, all this. And in 2005, that time also, we didn't have a lot of, especially in Kenya, we didn't have any local silence course teachers, nothing. And like this, we never did anything on Zoom, of course. So if we wanted to do silence course, we had to go all the way to Bangalore ashram to do silence course. So it wasn't so easy like today, click of a button. So my teacher told me, okay, we are going to Bangalore. You just take leave from work and we are going to go. And in 2 weeks, we are going to go. We are going to do international silence course. Part 2 program, it was called that time. And so I went to my boss and, I took time off and everything. I went to my parents and I said, I'm going to India. And they said, you're not going to India on your own. You're like, you don't know, you can't go to India on your own. You've never been there before. And I said, yeah, it's okay. I'm going to go with my teacher. But my parents were like, they felt very scared, that to send her on her own to India, like so far and all these things. And anyway, I said, no, I'm not listening to anything. I'm going to go. And because, and they understood that this was one thing that was making me happy. So then eventually they gave in and they said, okay. And by then I was, I had my job, I was earning my money. I said, I'm going to pay my own flight. I'm going to go. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to. So I ended up in Bangalore with my teacher. And that was the first time I met Guruji. And I mean, it was an incredible experience, just meeting him for the first time. I saw him and immediately something just, I cried and I cried so much. And I don't even know why I was crying. So many of us have had this experience, let's see hands. So many of us have had this experience. You just see him and you know that, okay, I've never seen you before, but I know you. You don't feel like you're meeting for the first time. And I just, that was the time I literally felt like I came home. Okay, now it's done. Everything else is okay now. Now I have met him, I found Guruji. Now anything happens, doesn't happen, good, bad, anything doesn't matter anymore. Now it's okay. And I felt like, I was saying before, I used to feel like a fish out of water. And I literally felt like somebody took me and threw me in the water. And I became so comfortable. I felt, okay, now I know why I came on the planet. Now I know why I took birth. Because otherwise, nothing made sense to me. Running after this, running after that, going here, doing this, showing off here, showing off there, ye kiya, wo kiya, all these things. But nothing made sense to me. Like, why? Why are we doing all this? Anyway, khatam hone wala hai sab. Anyway, we're all going to die. So why am I doing all this? What's the point? So that question was very strong for me. And after I met Guruji and all that, then even all that disappeared. Now who cares? Now you're happy. Now it's bliss. So that's what happened.
As you told that you became teacher in 2 years after you met Guruji. So how your journey of being a teacher started?
I can't say like it was such a conscious decision, Like I said, whatever my teacher was telling me, I would. So 2005, she took me to Bangalore ashram for first silence course I did with Swami Sajjodata, right? Those who have done silence course with him know, right? Our first Swami. And then we went back to Kenya and I started working with her and helping organize. And, I used to sit through all her courses and It was a lot of fun, and it kept me so busy. It kept me out of trouble. Otherwise, I used to get into a lot of trouble before. I won't go into those details. But being busy in seva just kept me out of a lot of trouble that I used to get in before. And, so much joy, so much happiness, being in knowledge. And then one day she said, okay, now you book your flights again. You're going to do TTC 1. So those days it was TTC 1 and TTC 2. ऐसा नहीं था VTP जो बोलते हैं ना अभी वो TTC 1 जैसा था. So she said, okay, now you're going for TTC 1. So I said, okay. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know where I was going, what to do, anything. So 4 of us went at that time to do TTC 1 from Kenya. And it was an amazing experience, really amazing experience. Well, those 2 weeks, 14 days, oh my God, physically, mentally, emotionally, in every way, spiritually, the whole body rinsed out completely, like really powerful experience. And then you come out of there so strong, you become so unshakable, you become so strong. And then I had moved to Canada after that. And then here in Canada, I became a youth teacher. I went back to the ashram. We have a beautiful ashram here in Quebec. And, when I moved to Canada, I thought, now I don't want to go back and start, again, same thing, 9 to 5, working all day, this. I said, you know what? Before I jump into all that, for 2 or 3 months, I'm going to take a break. I'll go and stay at the ashram here in Quebec. So when I moved to Canada, I went and I stayed at the ashram in Quebec for a few months. And, that time I had opportunity to do the youth teacher training, and so much fun. I really enjoyed it. So even now, like I am a very active youth teacher. I teach a lot of, teens and kids programs, there, I think you still call it Art Excel and Yes, or Meda Yoga, right? And but here we call it, here we call it now the Sky Teens and the Sky Kids programs. So, yeah.
As you are Sahaj teacher, okay, before that, like you said, our topic is being unshakable. And I want to say one thing. She is the person in doing seva, she was always unshakable. Like, never. He was so strong in doing seva. Whatever the thing is, whatever may come, but he was unshakable. So, what do you want to say about it? And tell us how we can be unshakable. Like, how can we be strong?
See, few things are there, no? One is, first of all, the reason why I stuck with my seva was because it was so much fun, right? Unless it's fun, who wants to do it? Isn't that true, right? You always want to do something that's fun, something that's joyful, something that brings you light, something that brings you energy. So, seva was always a lot of fun for me. So that's one thing. And when there is so much energy and when you're having so much fun, then people get attracted by themselves. Then people want to do seva with you, right? Other people, when you're talking to people, your energy speaks. Guruji has said so many times, your energy introduces you before you arrive, right? So that is one thing, is to keep things fun. Second, your commitment. Whatever your sankalp you take, whatever your sankalpa, okay, now, I know in India you have like numbers in hundreds of courses, right? Here, we are still working on like, okay, like 20 people is big course, like that. So whatever amount you keep in your mind, that you have to stick by. Then you don't move. Then that you stick by that number. That commitment has to be there for sure, right? Because in seva, nobody is going to ask, right? At work, your boss can ask you. At home, your husband or your wife will hold you accountable, right? But in seva, okay, करना है तो करो, नहीं करना है तो it's okay, ठीक है. So अंदर से आना चाहिए, right? That I got so much benefit with this. So many people can benefit from this. And you know, the thing is, they don't know they need this. हमको भी नहीं पता था ना. Before we did Sudarshan Kriya, before we met Guruji, हमको भी नहीं पता था ये सब है और हम हमारी लाइफ में कितना अच्छा, like how good we're going to feel, right? So people don't know, right? तो जैसे भी करके लोगों को लाना है, because the more collectively, the more people on the planet are meditating, the more people are joyful, the more people are happy, the whole energy of the planet is rising then, right? It can't be just me, myself, I'm happy and I sit here. So what? But everybody else around me is miserable. How can I be happy? Right? Everybody else is suffering. How can I be happy? And this is from India, right? Like Guruji has said, Vasudeva Kutumbakam, right? The whole world is my family. This vision Guruji has given us. He's given us this huge vision, right? So, and one thing is so true, you know, how many of us think, oh, mere paas time hi nahi hai. Time hi nahi hai, right? If you have time for Facebook, you have time for Instagram, all these things, you have time for sure. You definitely have time. And in all these 18 years that I've been doing this, and especially the 15 years that I've been teaching, right? The more time, effort, and energy I've given to seva, that much more I have received from the universe. 100%. And this is also Gurudev's promise. This is also Gurudev's words. You do my work and I will do your work. Right? So I can say I'm a living example of that. Itne saalon se, as much energy and time I've spent in my seva, more than that, everything in my life has been sorted out by Guruji. Everything. If you are giving comfort to others, you will always be comfortable. But that step we have to take. That step we have to take to step out of our comfort zone, go and reach your hand out, talk to other people, start those things. Yeah.
वेरी नाइस, ब्यूटीफुली सेड. आप जो बताती है ना श्रेया जी, लाइक वो एक सिंपल वर्ड्स में, whether she speaks in Hindi or English, very simple way. If you are happy but others are miserable, how can you? हम ऐसे कैसे रह सकते हैं, खुद खुश और दूसरे दुखी दिखे? सेवा तो इसीलिए करना है. एक कैसा एरो सीधे पड़ता है हमारे ऊपर. वेरी नाइस, टू द पॉइंट शी स्पीक्स, तो सीधे लगने वाला. Shreya ji, you were you are Sahaj teacher. You were telling something about how Sahaj is beneficial for us. Like we do, जो art of living के हैं, mostly AOL के, वो क्रिया तो करते ही हैं, पर सहज का क्या importance है लाइफ में, और कैसा, how it brings change in our life?
See, Sahaj, okay, meditation, right? Meditation is actually the point of everything we do. Why do we do kriya? Kriya हम क्यों करते हैं? We do kriya so that our mind calms down and relaxes. इतने सारे thoughts आते हैं, इसलिए हम क्रिया करते हैं ना. क्रिया से क्या होता है? मन पूरा शांत हो जाता है. मन शांत क्यों करना है? मन शांत करना है so that मन meditation में जा सकता है. मन शांत करना is meditation, right? हम चैंटिंग क्यों करते हैं? थोड़ा भी चैंटिंग हम करें, अगर हम चैंटिंग क्यों करते हैं? सो दैट मन शांत हो जाता है, राइट? हम योगा क्यों करते हैं? प्राणायाम क्यों करते हैं? श्री योगा जिसने किया है, सब इतना सारा श्री योगा में प्राणायाम करवाते हैं, इतना सारा सन सैल्यूटेशंस, इतना सारा आसना सब कराते हैं. Why do we do all this yoga and all this? Again, it is so that our mind starts becoming calm and relaxed, right? So, जो वैसे, like if you have a ring, for example, okay, ring में बीच में क्या होता है? डायमंड होता है, और डायमंड के आसपास सब और चीजें होता है, right? Gold or whatever it is, right? So your kriya, your yoga, your pranayamas, your chanting, जो भी आप मॉर्निंग में संध्या करते हो, जो भी आप करते हो, everything is to lead you to a quiet space of mind, is to lead you to meditation. Meditation is the point. Meditation is the most important. Agar we are not meditating, then we have missed the point. And Sahaj is the best, it's the king of meditations. Sahaj jaisa to kuch bhi nahi hai. Right? So, Himanshi ji we were speaking yesterday, and, in 3 ways we get, energy from the master. Jisko Shakti Path kehte hai na? In 3 ways, तीन तरीके से हमको शक्ति पाठ मिलता है. एक तो when we are looked at, eyes. गुरुजी जब हमको देखता है, हमको जैसे bolt of energy आता है, right? That's why all the time people are like, oh, Guruji didn't look at me, or oh, Guruji looked at me, or Guruji looked at me. ऐसा all the time बोलते हैं ना सब. क्यों? Because bolt आता है, इतना energy आता है. Second is touch. And third is mantra. So the Sahaj में जो आपको मंत्र मिला है, that is your Shakti part. That is Guruji's energy coming to you. So you don't have to go running after Guruji. You don't have to, abhi, what is it? Nearly 2 years since we saw Guruji. Itne saalon mein we have, this is the longest time I haven't seen him. Can you imagine how much pain and how much suffering, all of us in North America devotees are going through? We have not seen him for 2 years, nearly 2 years now, right? We're going through so much, we could be going through so much suffering, but you know what? We are not. Why? Because Guruji is with us, within. When you sit and you close your eyes and you take your mantra and you do your meditation, you're going to the same space. You're going to that space within where Guruji is sitting. तो हर रोज 2 बार हमारा मीटिंग हो जाता है गुरुजी से, राइट? तो जो भी आपको, बिकॉज गुरुजी इज नॉट अ बॉडी, गुरुजी जैसे तत्व है, एनर्जी है ना. तो अगर आप वहां जाके बैठो गुरुजी से, you can sit within and you can be with him. That's why इतना सारा तड़प नहीं होता, फिर फिजिकल बॉडी के लिए इतना सारा तड़प नहीं होता, because you can be with him. It's within, and this is what he has come here to show us, right? That it's within. So Sahaj is mandatory, or not just that, so many benefits of Sahaj, right? कितना सारा एनर्जी मिलता है सहज से. 20 minutes of सहज meditation में से आपको 5 to 6 hours of sleep, इतना एनर्जी मिलता है, right? You're so bright, so vibrant. आप जहां भी जाओगे, आप जो भी करोगे, सब it'll be उत्साह, it'll be positive. जो भी, whoever comes to you, they will feel uplifted. How many of us watched Guruji's talk, Prana Catches Prana? अभी 2 दिन पहले या 3 दिन पहले का गुरुजी ने टॉक दिया था और फेसबुक पे डाला था. जब हमारा प्राणा बहुत हाई है और तो जो भी हमारे पास आता है उन लोगों का भी प्राणा हाई हो जाता है. जैसे हम गुरुजी के पास जाते हैं तो हमको कितना एनर्जी मिलता है, right? So, and then you become very strong. If your sahaj is strong, you become unshakable. You become unshakable. Nothing can shake you because you keep going to that space. Once you become established in that space within, which is unchanging, because where are you going? You're going to that space within, which is completely unchanging, right? When you become established in that space within, which is unchanging, which has been unchanging for lifetimes, for eons, which will always stay unchanging for eons, no matter how many lifetimes you come back or you don't come back, when you stay in that space of unchanging, then everything around us, this Maya, this illusion that we are living in, everything around us that is constantly changing doesn't affect you so much. आपको हिला नहीं सकता फिर. क्यों? Because आप इतना अपने आप में आप इतना स्थिर हो गए. That is spiritual growth, right? If your question is like that, what is spiritual growth? How do I know I'm going on the spiritual path? How unshakable are you? छोटी छोटी चीजें होती है आपको डरा देती है, या somebody said something, mind goes for a toss. 2 दिन के लिए हम upset हो गए. क्यों? Right? उसका भी माइंड चेंज हो रहा है, आपका भी माइंड चेंज हो रहा है, सबका माइंड चेंज हो रहा है, तो हम क्यों ऐसे फिसल जाए? I don't know if I'm using the right words, but something like that.
No, no, it's
Right?
understood, clearly understood.
So Sahaj is it's your weapon. आप silence course भी करो. Silence course तो amazing. Guruji has said, अभी pandemic में I think Guruji said every 3 months or every 4 months you must do silence course, right? But besides that, you have your Sahaj or any place, just बैठ के आंख बंद करके डूबो, go within, go deep, dive deep, but you have to give it time. आपको गिव अप नहीं करना है. ये चीज है सहज के साथ. और रिपीट करना है सहज. एवरी टाइम आप रिपीट करोगे सहज, आपको कुछ डिफरेंट सुनेगा, आप कुछ डिफरेंट लर्न करोगे उसमें से. राइट? सो रिपीटिंग सहज ऑफन and don't give up. Minimum 6 months के लिए twice a day आप बैठ के सहज करो. आप देखोगे पूरा ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन हो जाएगा from within.
Yeah, many times people say that doing Kriya is easy, but Sudarshan Kriya is easy, but Sahaj is very difficult to sit for 20 minutes with us. वो उसके लिए श्रेया जी ने कहा कि रिपीट करिए.
रिपीट करें और देखो आप रिपीट करोगे ना तो ये सब नॉलेज आपको वापस सुनने को मिलेगा और फिर एस्टैब्लिश होने लगेगा, अच्छे से अंदर जाएगा अच्छे से.
Repeat, right? Repeat means your follow up repeat or again you have to do?
दोनों. जितना हो करो, अब करो. लेकिन
फॉलो अप में मंत्रा तो हमें मिल ही जाता है, सो इट इज फॉलो अप भी. इन इंडिया फॉलो अप इज अवेलेबल.
फॉलो अप, बट रिपीटिंग इज इम्पोर्टेंट एज वेल. क्यों? बिकॉज रिपीटिंग में देखो अगर आपका सहज अच्छा नहीं जा रहा है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, राइट, आप बोल रहे हो इट्स सो डिफिकल्ट, या तो उसमें आपको टिप्स मिलेंगे, राइट, हाउ टू मेक योर सहज बेटर. तो एक तो चीज है जो आई नो समटाइम्स इंडिया में थोड़ा हैबिट है ना, every 3-4 hours or something हम बैठ के अच्छे से चाय पीते, राइट? 3-3 4-4 घंटे हम चाय पीते। तो चाय में क्या होता है, शक्कर होता है और कैफीन होता है ना। तो अगर हम इतना सारा चाय पिएंगे तो वो एक्टिवेट करता है ना पूरा सिस्टम। मुझे भी पसंद है, आई ड्रिंक टी, आई एम अ टी लवर, राइट? वो तो आई थिंक हमारे जीन्स में है ना, whether we are born in
जय
India or
गुरुदेव
we are
दीदी।
not born. Jai Gurudev. But
दीदी
I drink once in the morning you have tea and after your Sahaj meditation, right? So we're not saying don't drink at all. We're saying that do your Sahaj meditation अच्छे से, उसके बाद एक बार सुबह ठीक है, no problem. And other things, oily food, greasy food. Guruji puts so much importance on food. Have you noticed? Sattvic food. अब बहुत सारा मसाले डाल डाल के पूरा वो कर करके ऑयली और फ्राइड और ये सब कर करके, इफ यू ईट दैट, सहज नहीं हो पाएगा। बहुत सारा रजस हो जाएगा बॉडी में और फिर माइंड
तो
इज
दीदी
सो
ये सहज करने के लिए हमें कितना दिन पहले से प्रिपरेशन करनी पड़ेगी?
नहीं, इसमें ऐसा कोई रिकमेंडेशन नहीं है दैट यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर एनीथिंग, बट आफ्टर सहज इट्स अ गुड आइडिया, थोड़ा डाइट को देखो, एक्सरसाइज, अगेन गुरुजी का वो वीडियो देखा था जिसमें वो जिम में गए थे, कितना क्यूट वीडियो था ना।
yes.
राइट? तो एक्सरसाइज इज इम्पोर्टेंट, वो भी बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है। अगर आप अच्छे से योगा आसना करते हो तो भी सहज गहरा होगा, डीप होगा, राइट? तो ये सब टिप्स आपको सुनने मिलेगा इन योर सहज कोर्स, तो आपका एक्सपीरियंस डीपर और डीपर जाएगा। बट सहज इज अ नॉन नेगोशिएबल, यू हैव टू डू सहज ट्वाइस अ डे, एवरी डे। सी, conscious unconscious rest is sleep. We understand this? Unconscious rest is sleep. Consciously resting is meditation.
ओके।
Consciously resting is meditation. So when we are leaving the body, we want to leave unconsciously or we want to leave consciously?
अनकॉन्शियसली।
Consciously we want to leave, right?
ओह,
तो अभी से दिन में 2 बार हम कॉन्शियसली रेस्ट करना सीख जाए, तो जब वो दिन आएगा जब हमको जाना पड़ेगा, ऐसे अच्छे से हंसते हंसते हम जाएंगे।
दिस
ब्लिस में
है समाधि प्रिपरेशन फॉर a natural death, going to heaven. Yeah.
heaven is right here right now.
Yeah,
अगर
right.
अगर हमारा मन अच्छा हो, हमारा प्राणा लेवल हाई हो, तो यही स्वर्ग है, यहाँ ही स्वर्ग है, कहीं भी जाना नहीं पड़ेगा। अगर मन में प्रॉब्लम्स है, अगर we have not learned how to look after the health of our mind, then right here is hell.
So Didi, to how to prepare for this day and that day when we leave this body?
अभी बोल दिया ना, सहज करो, हर रोज 2 बार सहज करो।
मेडिटेशन तो करते हैं 2 टाइम 3 टाइम्स व्हाटएवर, जैसे टाइम मिलता है, कभी नहीं भी हो पाता है, बट करते हैं 3 टाइम्स। और सहज हमारा नहीं हुआ है, इसलिए हमें पता नहीं है इसके बारे में।
हाँ, नहीं, सहज करना चाहिए, सबको सहज करना चाहिए। अभी until few years ago सहज only हैप्पीनेस, जो जिसने सुदर्शन क्रिया किया हो, ओनली उन लोगों के लिए सहज था। आप लोगों को याद है ना?
जी।
अभी रिसेंटली थोड़े साल ही हुए और फिर गुरुजी ने सहज पूरा ओपन कर दिया, न्यू पीपल के लिए भी सहज इज ओपन। ऐसा क्यों किया होगा, आप सोचो।
Get the bliss.
Get the bliss and consciously live.
Consciously live, and when the time comes, in bliss, and
Yes.
consciously live.
Live. Leave the body.
Somebody is asking, what tips would you give to someone who wants to become teacher? I think she has already given. फिर भी एक बार श्रेया जी.
Wants to become a teacher. देखो, ऐसा नहीं है कि हम ऐसे स्टेप्स में जाते हैं कि वॉलंटियर है फिर टीचर बनते हैं. टीचर भी वॉलंटियर ही है. टीचर इज ऑल्सो वॉलंटियर. और नेचुरली हो जाएगा ऑन इट्स ओन. मन में से फीवरिशनेस ड्रॉप कर दो बस. राइट. समटाइम्स मन में फीवरिशनेस बहुत घुस जाता है. टीचर बनना है, टीचर बनना है, टीचर बनना है. तो वही हो गया. लाइक द पर्पस इज डिफीटेड. राइट. और यू नो, एक बार किसी ने गुरुजी को पूछा था, what is the requirements for becoming a teacher? Guruji said, your willingness. Right? So there's no, you know, there's no difference between a teacher and a volunteer. Right? तो आप अच्छे से सेवा करो, अपने आप just मन खुश रखो. That's the point. मन खुश रखो, और जो भी आपका रिक्वायरमेंट्स है वन बाय वन वो सब खत्म करके आप बनो टीचर. इट्स ओके. लेकिन व्हाट्स हैपनिंग इनसाइड, राइट, दैट्स द पॉइंट. अंदर से क्या हो रहा है. बाहर तो टाइटल तो ठीक है, सबके पास कुछ ना कुछ तो टाइटल है, डजंट मैटर. लेकिन अंदर क्या हो रहा है, राइट, मन में क्या हो रहा है, वो वहां से टीचर बनो फिर.
Yesterday when we were
Yesterday
when we were talking, that time I asked one question to Shreya ji, and I want her to say that to people also, those who are watching us on YouTube, because many time when we tell people, जब हम लोगों को बोलते हैं ये कोर्स करिए, वो कुछ बातें ऐसी पूछते हैं कि ये ब्रीदिंग करने से क्या हो जाएगा, और ये गुरु के साथ में क्या कनेक्शन है. तो वो श्रेया जी ने बहुत ब्यूटीफुल आंसर दिया जो मुझे भी नहीं पता था कि क्या कैसे आंसर उसका देना चाहिए.
वो वाला, like when okay, so if somebody asks you, right, I want to go to that place, but you yourself have never been to that place, can you guide them how to go there? We cannot, right? तो गुरुजी तो पहुंचे हुए हैं ना. तो अगर हमको किसी जगह जाना है, तो if somebody has already been there, then they can guide us how to get there, right? So जो the person who has already reached there, that's the person you go and ask, right? अभी मैं यहाँ कैसे पहुंचूं? And this is what Guruji is doing constantly, last 42 years, whatever it is, right? Constantly guiding people. You can only light a candle with a lit candle. अगर हमारे कैंडल में कुछ लाइट नहीं है तो हम किसी और को क्या दे पाएंगे. अगर हमारे में ही पॉजिटिविटी नहीं है, एनर्जी नहीं है, एंथुजियाज्म नहीं है, जॉय नहीं है, हैप्पीनेस नहीं है, हम किसी और को क्या देंगे. We can only give to people what we have, right? तो गुरुजी ने पूरा सीक्रेट हमको दे दिया है. 4 sources of energy किसको याद है? बेसिक कोर्स में से, फर्स्ट कोर्स में से. वो देखो पहले, जब मन, when energy is low, 4 sources of energy देखा है? राइट ऑलरेडी उसमें फर्स्ट थिंग गुरुजी ने बोल दिया है कि अगर आपका एनर्जी लो है तो आपको क्या करना चाहिए, राइट इतना सारा प्राणायाम्स दिया है, इतना सारा ब्यूटीफुल क्रिया, इतना सारा मेडिटेशंस भर भर के दिया है। हम लोग फिर भी हम जाके पूछ 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 के, राइट इतना सारा पूछ पूछ के गुरुजी को we ask so many things, no? Pick up intimate notes to the sincere seeker, 365 knowledge sheets. Anything that you have issues with, it is in there. It is in there. Right? So become independent. We have so much. We have so much. Use it now. Use the pranayamas, use the kriya, use the sahaj, and you just see what happens. Lalita Narayanan, sun, sleep, food, satsang are sources of energy. देखो किसी को wrong पड़ गया already. Repeat करना चाहिए अभी basic course.
Sudhaji was trying to tell. Sudhaji?
नहीं मैंने ऐसे ही पूछा अभी.
She unmuted herself twice. She wanted to tell. Yeah.
No, I just wanted to tell in the part one, that time it was basic course. In that only all the knowledge points shared actually, right from layers of the thing, and then for how to increase the prana, food, sleep and breathe and those things. Everything is mentioned clearly. Only thing you have to refresh that, even that happy, that now the courses, that is why named as happiness. So that's what I wanted to interrupt and tell you repeatedly. That's what she said. I unmuted again and I wanted to say this only. You can, the lot of knowledge points is there in our part one course only. That is now called as happiness course. So Guruji is the first person to ask, are you happy? And he wants everyone to be happy. That's why he named from part one to happiness course. And the rest all the course have to develop ourselves, basically the DSM and those things and all, to develop our business. But whereas knowledge is concerned, everything is given in part one itself. If you do the part one course properly, you are the best. And you have explained so nicely. Thank you very much. Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev.
That's why part one entry hai. Art of Living में entry part one से. Didi would like to, Shreya ji would like to listen your guru story. इतना अच्छा knowledge आपने दिया, like everyone is saying beautifully. You conveyed all knowledge beautifully. अभी आपका guru story, unshakable guru story, would like to listen.
Unshakable guru story.
You told me once, Saskatchewan.
Okay, Saskatchewan wala. Okay. Yeah, that was pure. Really, that was pure grace. You know, one of the best things about doing seva, not just doing seva, but actually going out of your comfort zone to do seva, is that you will experience grace at every step, and you will experience miracles at every step. Because who is the only person who is going to support you when like you are completely like, my God, kya kiya maine, kahan aa gayi, what happened to my life? Then the guru steps in and carries you like this and takes you, right? So ye story thoda you know, this happened to me in 2000 I believe it was 2010, and you know, the executive had I was full time by then, and the executive in Canada had asked me to go to a province called Saskatchewan. Now, Saskatchewan province is right in the middle of Canada, and it's very cold there. Very cold. And my family all live in Ontario. So, you know, it's about 3.5 hours flight to Saskatchewan. So I wrote to Guruji and I said, you know, executive is asking me to go. Guruji, I need your blessings. Please tell me if this is okay. So I got an email saying, blessings are with you, go. So I thought, oh my God, what just happened? So I didn't know anybody there, so I asked around few people, and, I found one family and they said, okay, you can come stay with us for a few days. And, then that will give you some time to find a place to stay and all these things. So anyway, I ended up there. And after a few days, I found another place to stay. It was a small room in somebody's basement. And the couple who were living in that house upstairs, they were 2 doctors, So I went and I, I stayed in that basement. And I went there in February. So now, if anybody here is familiar with weather in the in North America, February is the coldest month, right? It's always the coldest month. And Saskatchewan being extremely cold at that time, the temperatures can go to -40, -50, like that. And so I don't have a car, I don't know anybody, I'm in some small basement, yet at the same time the commitment was there. And also I'm full-time. My thing was, okay, now I have to bring people, I have to make a course happen. This was the only focus in my mind. Okay, abhi course karwana hai, I have to find a venue, I have to find people, all these things. So my strategy used to be, I went and I got like a bunch of posters printed, flyers printed, and then I used to go outside and walk, and I would go from one shop to the next shop, and I would put up flyers and posters in different places. Right now, this is in February in Saskatchewan, like 10, 11 years ago. And so one morning again, I got up, I got ready, I took my posters, it was winter, so I dressed up as warm as I could. But I was very new to Saskatchewan still. I didn't know about how cold, I had experienced maybe -10 maximum. -40, -50, I had not experienced. So I went and, I went upstairs, I closed the house and I started walking. As I was walking, I looked around me and I thought, how come nobody is around today? There's no people on the road, nobody's walking. And cars were passing by, and people in the cars were looking at me like this. I thought, why people in the cars are all staring at me? And one car stopped, and the person, he was putting his window down, and I started walking fast. I thought, I don't know, like, why, what are people trying, why are they trying to talk to me? Anyway, I walked a little bit and I realized I couldn't feel my fingers. And I thought, what's going on? Like, I can't feel my fingers. Then I remembered, oh, it's a cold day. Maybe this is what they call frostbite, because my gloves were very thin. They were not the right gloves for that weather. So I started walking back. I thought, okay, this is not a good idea. This is really bad. Like, my fingers, I can't feel them. And my toes started becoming numb as well. So I started walking back quickly to the house, and I was only about 5 minutes each way, so I was about 10 minutes away. So I started walking back really fast, and I reached in my pocket to take the keys, but my fingers were so frozen, my hands could not grip the keys. So I started crying and I started panicking, and I thought, oh my God, like, what is going on? How am I going to get in the house? And there's nobody in the house, because both the people who lived in the house had left in the morning. They were doctors, they had gone. So I went to the door, and I started, like, I couldn't open because I couldn't grip the key. And I thought, what's going to happen now? I'm going to lose my fingers. I had those images in my head, people who go to climb Everest and then they have to cut their fingers, all these images in my head. I started getting so scared. And I started banging on the door. I knew nobody was home, but I didn't know what else to do. Suddenly the door opened, and the lady, excuse me, the lady doctor, she pulled me into the house. And she said, Shreya, what are you doing? And I said, I just went out to go flyering again because my course is happening in 10 days. And, I need to bring people, all these things were going on. And she said, did you look at the weather before you went out? And I said, I didn't look at the weather. I thought, okay, it's another cold day. She said, no. She said, today it's minus 55. In minus 55, your skin can completely freeze within 5 minutes outside. And I was there hanging out outside, trying to go and put posters, flyers, walking around in that cold. And that's why people in the cars were looking at me like I'm mad, because nobody can walk around in that cold weather. So she had left already to go to work. And she said, for no reason at all, she just didn't think about it. She just felt like coming back home. She had a whole list of patients to see, but she didn't think about that. She turned the car around just before she got to her clinic. She came back to the house just in time to open the door for me to come in.
This is Guru's grace.
This to me was just like she said to me, I don't know why I came home. I had no reason to come back home. If she had not come back home at that time, I don't know if I would still have all my fingers and all my toes. So then she warmed me up, she made me some soup and she, put my fingers in warm water and, and I was crying a little bit. I was like, oh my God, like what's going on, all this. And then she was so nice, then she told me these gloves are not good. These are not going to help you. Your boots are not good. In this kind of weather, these clothes, these boots will not work. We have to go and get you proper clothes, proper boots, all that. So then actually she had taken me, she was so sweet. She took me shopping and I got some proper clothes for that weather and then it was okay. But you just never know. You just never know. But when you push yourself a little bit outside the comfort zone and your commitment is strong, then you get a chance to experience so much grace in your life. You get a chance to experience miracles in your life at every step. So, give yourself that gift of experiencing so much grace and miracles, because it's there for you. It's there for you. Guruji's grace is like sunshine, equal on everybody, right? But we have to open our window. We have to open our...
Could you conduct the class?
Did I conduct the class? Yeah. We had courses. Yeah, we had course after that. It was 10 days later and all that. So, yeah.
Guruji ka kripa tha. She had the grace. That's why she could go in, and doctor was available who left for her job and she came back without any reason. That was Guruji's grace.
100%.
Really,
So,
Shreya, amazing shower of knowledge today we have, like in a simple way. You told everything. I was reading the comments from people. They said, beautifully said, everything. Everybody is saying amazing. Anybody want to ask any question? Can unmute and...
Jai Gurudev. This is Renu here, and Shreya, I mean, really, you've rekindled my memory of my stay in USA, because I was shifting from India for work there, and I was just missing Art of Living there, because the place I was staying, there was no center there, so I was just so miserable, like doing sadhana on my own, no long kriya, nothing, no satsang. So like I was missing friends and everybody and there. Then suddenly I recall, like somebody said, called up and told me, go, Guruji is coming for Guru Purnima to Boon Ashram. And it was so wonderful, and meeting Gurudev after, just like you said, you meet him after 2 years or 3 years. It's such a such a presence. I mean, like literally a sort of, boost of energy is there. So it was very, very nice. I mean, meeting Gurudev and doing the advanced course and everything. It was so wonderful. Yeah. So,
Beautiful.
and really, I understand what you meant by the frostbite, because when I went from India to US, I mean, I was literally, for the first year, I was freezing till I could, get the hang of it. But once you come to that thing, but really that sadhana, and especially the sahaj, really, really helps. I mean, you're so truly said about that. Everybody must
That's
do
our
it.
anchor. Without
Yeah.
that, there's nothing.
So nice interaction today with you. Really, thank you so much.
Yeah, really, one thing I liked it most is fish out of water and fish in the water. Amazing, the word, it's really inspired and really unshakable you are. Amazing. We had a very nice session. Thanks a lot.
आप अनम्यूट करके बोल सकते हैं स्वर्णा जी.
It must be lunch time for you now in Canada.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes to 1 in the afternoon.
Yes. Thank you. We really enjoyed. Very, very, very nice.
Thank you for
Thank
being
you
here.
so much.
Excellent.
Yeah, Naina ji, unmute yourself if you want to say something. Yeah. Really, Shreya ji, it was amazing session. We got so much knowledge, shower of knowledge on us, and really, it's wonderful the way she explained everything. It's a blessing for us.
Very welcome. Absolutely. Yeah. So everybody just stay happy, stay healthy. Like last time, even one of the sessions, Guruji had said, just keep in your mind that ye sab khatam hone wala hai. Everything is going to be finished. Right? That's it. Those are the last words. And feel free from inside. Nothing to worry about. And just to keep yourself busy, do seva. Right? You do other things, it's okay, little bit here and there, do other things, but keep your focus, sadhana, seva, satsang, the most beautiful path Guruji has given us, and we are alive in this time with him. There is no greater blessing. And like how everybody knows this now, how now we talk about 5,000 years ago, Lord Krishna and gopis and all this, right? 5,000 years from now, they'll be talking about Gurudev, Shri Ravi Shankar ji, and all those crazy devotees.
Please come again. Please come again. One more session.
So much to talk. You are giving very, very well knowledge. So simple word and so very nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
You must be smiling.
Jai Gurudev Devi.
Everybody is saying awesome session, amazing, wonderful, and everybody is saying wow, wow session. Yes, really.
Okay. Thank you, Himanshi ji. Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone for joining the session. Jai Gurudev.